Hi there, this is Richard Denning here from UK Games Expo, Medusa Games, and over on the UK Games Expo Twitch stream today there's quite a lot of conversation going on about UK Games Expo and Virtually Expo. One of the things that has come up in the conversation has been the general how the trade hall is going to work, how things are going to work for exhibitors. So the purpose of this particular recording is just to give an idea about that, a bit of an overview. Now exhibitors are going to get a exhibitor pack in the next day or two, which will go into this in much more detail and explain to them how they can set up their virtual stand and how they can get themselves ready to start interfacing with the virtual show. But to give you an idea here, let's have a look at the website. This is the website for Virtually Expo, and if you go to what's on, you can go down here to the virtual trade hall, and the virtual trade hall is a representation of how we how the hall might look. This is a place holding sort of page at the moment. Eventually this will go through to a proper trade hall map. Now when I say map, this is a virtual expo, so there isn't actually a hall, it doesn't exist, it's just there in the cyberspace. So the map as such is just basically a random representation of squares, but it'll give you an idea of what is available. So there are various ways that you can explore this virtual trade hall. You can scroll around a map which will look at something like this on different devices. This is on a phone. There'll be bigger screens of course on computers and on tablets, and you'll be able to click on the various squares representing stands. This is just a hypothetical layout at the moment, obviously, as we're playing around. We're not quite sure exactly which exhibitors are going to be involved with the show yet, but eventually we will be able to publish that information. Now, the colours of the stands give some idea about the type of exhibitor that they are, what their sort of primary category is, and some of the exhibitors, some of the sponsors and so on, may have logos. Now you'll be able to explore the stand by this bit here at the bottom: tour, random, and then searches and filter. So the tour allows a direct sort of tour around several stands that you choose. So in other words, you can predetermine a route around the virtual hall. The random is just what it says. You basically will get a random stand, and you can have a bit of fun just sort of randomly wandering the hall, as you might do at a real show. Or you maybe have a specific target in mind. You want to know exhibitors that do certain types of games, maybe role-playing games, and you want to just see them on the map, and that is what the search and the filter functions are for. Now when you visit a stand, you will be represented by something like this. On a bigger screen you'll be able to see more of the stand. On a phone you'll have to scroll down. There'll be obviously logos and a brief description of the exhibitor, and then there are these icons for about, talk, products, events and links. These may be adjusted or altered a little bit, but it gives you a general idea. The about is a description. The talk is how you can interact with with that exhibitor, what format, which could be Discord or Zoom or Twitch or something like that, or text based interaction. The products will give you a listing of sort of maybe top items they want to show you, maybe their new releases. The events is a opportunity for the exhibitors to put on events at certain times on their stand. So they might say that, if, for example, at 12 o'clock on the Saturday, a particular designer will be on the stand and will be available for a conversation about their products and things. Maybe you can play a demo with a particular designer, for example. Maybe they have a competition or a tournament of some form. So that's what events are about. And these will be listed both on the individual exhibitor stand, but also in a general index of exhibitors, so you can see what's coming up soon, or you can look across the whole weekend and you can plan your expo around those events. And they'll work a bit like the other events, such as tournaments and role-playing games and live entertainment and all of that kind of thing. The links will be a link to wherever the exhibitor wants to potentially allow you to go, such as their online shop. it might be to their Twitch stream, it might be to a appointment system for booking an appointment to see them and have a chat with them at some point over the weekend. Now, from the exhibitor's point of view, how this information will work its way through to the website involves going to their trader portal. So exhibitors will recognise this. They'll go into their trader portal, and providing they've got an account that is linked to a trade portal, and if they haven't, they've got to get in touch with me, and I get that all set up for them. And in there is the stands tab, and in the stands tab there will be these virtual stands, V whatever. These have been placed on already for exhibitors that had a stand, that booked a stand at the show, whether or not they rolled over or had to cancel because of the pandemic or whatever. But co-exhibitors can also be added on, and new exhibitors can apply for a stand. Now, for existing exhibitors, as a thank you for supporting the show, over the years we have a simple free stand. New exhibitors, there is a stand fee, but it's just £150 for a virtual stand for the weekend, just to give us a bit of income to help cover the costs of running this. Okay, so if you go into your stand, then stand details here expands out, and it gives you the name of the stand, the description of the stand, the long description, which can include a certain amount of formatting, including, say, links to specific locations, an opportunity to choose up to 3 categories that describe you as an exhibitor, which will be searchable, and then a primary category which will determine what colour your stand is on the virtual trade hall map, and then a place where you place your links, such as perhaps your online shop or your Twitch stream. And finally, you can add multiple links, by the way. There isn't really a limit to that. You could have links to videos talking about your game that are available when you're not actually able to man the stand, for example, or to an appointment system for people to book an appointment to see you. The other thing that they can do is to go into manage events, and in manage events they can submit an event, and this is how those exhibitor events that we spoke about will get onto the system. So they'll be able to enter the relevant information, categories, event names, stand name, the link to where the event is going to be held, the time that the event will occur, and descriptions, and so on and so forth. These events will then become visible on the virtual trade hall once we go live, and also in the lists of events, so you can have a look at what's coming up and what's going to be happening over the weekend, and decide, this is for visitors to be able to decide where they want to go. So I think that is a general overview about how that is going to work. I hope you found that useful. We are planning to do a few more videos of this sort for in the run-up to the Virtual Expo, to give people ideas about how it's all going to work. I mean, we're all used to just turning up at the door at a convention. A lot of this is new to us, and there's a lot of technology here. Sometimes it doesn't work. We were recording things earlier on today for the UK Games Expo Twitch stream, and actually I think one of our cables has got kicked out, and basically, rather than being on a wired connection, we were on a Wi-Fi, which of course doesn't work as well, particularly when you're trying to host a Zoom chat with Tony and Millie at the same time, and so on and so forth. So I think we're all going to have to get used to the best way of making use of this technology, and the best setup that will be as reliable as possible. And I think we're going to have more on that going forward. So that's all for now, and more from me later.